some places don't have juvenile cells, and these children are put in the same cells with adults. However, when you come to island districts, these probation officers have to transport children from, for example, Kalangala, Buvuma, to Naguru and Kampiringisa. This is very costly for them, yet they are not funded very well. So I think, to the committee chairperson, I would request you add that recommendation that, yes. And also, Madam Speaker, when we talked about local councils, the people in charge of children affairs are the secretaries for children affairs. That is the deputy chairperson of a village. This, I think, brings us back to wanting to elect these people into those positions again, and we make them legal such that they help us with this issue of parenting. Then finally, Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I want to thank...
And honorable members, after getting both reports, this is what is going to help the sectoral committee on ICT on doing their oversight role. Yes, Minister. Yes, Helen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I thank my honorable colleague for the elaborate report, only that a few aspects have been left out. And because this side where I stand is supposed to check you, I am obliged to do so. Madam Speaker, he gave us a good report. Like I said, he left out some that I am going to throw more light on. One, I want to thank you that you're going to connect all the districts and inclusive of the islands, because our network connection is really bad. We thank you for that, and we believe it is going to happen soon for security purposes. Madam Speaker, allow me read this verbatim.
Please.
Just, we have very many challenges when it comes to this phase.
You read your document.
Thank you so much. I'm going to only read the challenges, Madam Speaker, or the emerging issues from his report. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the UN Trade and Development, which is an intergovernmental organization within the United Nations Secretariat that promotes the interests of developing countries in the world trade, warned about the climbing debt burden of the low developing countries, Honorable Minister. And it also states that it undermines the service delivery, especially when it comes to education and health issues. Their debts have not only grown, that is the debts of the low developing countries, but also become costlier and riskier. Between 2011 and 2019, low developing countries debt service it tripled to 33 billion US dollars, which represents between 5% and 13% of the value of their exports. The pandemic has exacerbated the situation with LDCs, that is the low developing countries, debt repayment set to hit 43 billion US dollars in 2022. Such a burden will jeopardize their COVID-19 recovery efforts and sap the public funds needed to fight poverty and invest in essential infrastructure such as roads and hospitals. Honorable Minister, we are very much aware that Uganda's history when it comes to debt repayment is not as good. And even when we get loans or acquire loans, and this Parliament passes loans, we don't use them accordingly. We mismanage these funds. So I am not sure if this UDAB or this phase, we are going to use that loan properly. I invite you, honorable colleague, to make sure the ministry uses this money appropriately to best serve Ugandans. There is also an issue of lack of insufficient staff. Now that the NITA-U has been rationalized, this project is very big. It is a very big one, and you have limited staff. I want to know from this side how you are going to, I want to know how you're going to handle this project with limited staff, because it looks huge and it's going to serve the entire nation. Then also there is an issue of the confusion between UTEL and Soliton. How have you managed to handle, to get to phase 5 without solving this issue of UTEL and Soliton? I need for you to give us that information. Then, Honorable Minister, there is a problem here. There is lack of coordination and linkage with other regional institutions. You will find that NIRA will have information about a member of parliament, and when you want to access it elsewhere, you may not get access because there is no interconnection. And you also talked about 300 Wi-Fi hotspots. Madam Speaker, we are aware that we have about 580 Wi-Fi hotspots said to be functioning or operational, but they are not, Honorable Minister. I will implore you, Honorable Minister, to get your phone, if you can, and look for my UG. It is one of those networks you say are functional and are operating. I would need for you to help me get your phone, access my UG, and you see if you'll get connected. You will not. And this is supposed to be in the urban centers. We are saying we have 580 spots that are connected, but it's not working. So now how are the 300, how sure are we that the 300 are going to work, that they are going to be connected and our people get the service required? So I need for you to clarify on that. Then there is also an issue, Madam Speaker, of lack of coordination among the different ministries. For example, if the Ministry of ICT wants to, connect the NBI, they will have to dig. They will have to go through the roads. And you will find the road has just been constructed, but now you want to put through a line. Why don't you coordinate with the other ministries to see? I mean, there is no coordination between the maybe Ministry of Works and Transport and ICT. You will find that we are destroying a road. Last time my car got issues because I hit a hump that was just put that I wasn't aware of because there was an NBI passing. So for me, a fiber. So I think you should work hand in hand. The ministry should be able to work hand in hand such that the people of Uganda get the service required. Madam Speaker, with that said, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
And I request the Minister to give me the response. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Like a colleague said, Mr. Speaker, the budget should speak to the people and it should be people-centered. Mr. Speaker, it does not specify or it does not show or include the money to fund fuel for ambulances on the lake. We are grateful we got both ambulances to help our people in the islands, all islands, by the way, Buvuma, Namayingo, Kalangala. But unfortunately, these have not been funded. We don't have fuel. A boat cannot consume water, Mr. Speaker, to take somebody from one island to the next or to either Entebbe or a main hospital. So I don't know what these were thinking about procuring ambulances without fuel. We were even thinking they should give them to some of us to use them as maybe tourism boats or leisure boats. What are they doing? They're just parked somewhere and they are not helping our people. Actually, I think government should rethink about giving island districts hospitals, because if you buy an ambulance and this ambulance has to take people from Kalangala to Entebbe to get a hospital, it means, and you have not given us fuel, it means you should construct hospitals for these island districts for people to access health care. And then, Mr. Speaker, Kalangala district, is next to Masaka. One of the main roads from Bukakata is a ferry. But that thing is very small for government to construct a bridge. What are you thinking about, Mr. Musasizi? What are you thinking about that? Can't you, in your, can't we?
Order. Honorable Musasizi.
Mr. Speaker, I need protection from...
You're causing yourself
Mr.
trouble.
Speaker, I apologize, Honorable Musasizi. Please go back, sit down, look at Kalangala as a business center, as a district that has people that we represent, and give us a bridge. It is just about 4 kilometers. We are tired of dying on the lake as we cross over from there to here. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I rise on a matter of national importance regarding a disaster that happened in my area, Kalangala. On the 2nd of October, that was Monday, we had a heavy downpour, and a number of 78 people lost their property, including houses and different belongings, and also crops, animals. And this was in Moena landing site in Kalangala Town Council. Mr. Speaker, we have a total number of 34 females, 25 males, 11 children, and 8 elderly people. And my prayers, Mr. Speaker, one, for the Prime Minister's office to go to ground and assess the level at which this affected our people. And secondly, for the very first time in the history of Uganda, for Kalangala to get relief items, because we have never gotten any from this government. Yes, relief items. I represent Kalangala, I know what I'm saying. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for your opportunity.
Mr. Speaker, and we thank the chairperson for the report. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about limited funds, I think it is unfair to the national medical stores because government is supposed to do this for the entire country. But if these people keep crying and singing this song, it is unfair to all of us. I think that is why they even end up procuring small-size condoms for our people.
How do you know that the condoms were small size?
Mr. Speaker, I am the voice for the people of Kalangala.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, I beg for your protection. I am the voice for the people of Kalangala. And they tell me this. The fishermen tell me that the condoms are very small in size. They don't fit them. So, and yet we are fighting HIV. So for me, it is a worry. And then secondly, Mr. Speaker, when we come to the legal issue, you cannot say the legal firm is incompetent that is being used. That means there is something being done, something wrong that is happening in the National Medical Store. Maybe they hire firms that are incompetent in order to lose and we, look stupid. How does, for example, Parliament have a legal firm that is incompetent? How? So how does the National Medical Stores have somebody is disturbing me, incompetent legal firms to handle their cases? For me, I think this is something we need to look into and investigate as Parliament to avoid losses for the government. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. And I also want to thank the Minister for giving us that report. Madam Speaker, coming from the islands, allow me to speak about the islands in regard to the national ID renewal. Most of our people have not accessed this because of, I think, the distance between the islands. And when it comes to extortion, Madam, excuse me. When it comes to extortion,
This one in our islands comes in a way that people have to travel from one island to get to where these kids are, and they are asked to give in some money. They say, if we cannot access you, give us money such that we can get to where you are. So they say the office has not given them enough money to travel from their office to go to where the people are.
From one island to the
Yes.
other island.
And
So,
some,
Minister, you need to make sure that these people reach to the local person down there.
thank you so much, Madam
Thank
Speaker.
you. There's info.
And I also want to thank the Minister for giving us the report and for being a brilliant man. No wonder he comes from Sese Islands, Madam Speaker. On page 418, there is what my brother, Honorable Okeo, talked about, the multinational Lake Victoria Maritime Communication and Transport Project. Communication, Madam Speaker, is about rescue centers and rescue boats. Government has so far bought rescue boats. The rescue centers have not yet been constructed. One in Misonzi, in my area, Kalangala, the contractor was withdrawn. He was not given the contract because he failed. I would like to know from the minister how far you are with getting another contractor to construct the rescue center in Misonzi. And then, Madam Speaker, why do we want to have rescue centers? It is because we want to rescue our people from accidents on the lake. Unfortunately, we are not looking at marking dangerous spots on the lake. You one time guided that I talked to the minister about it. I did, but nothing has yet been done. We need to find a solution. If we want to remove this problem, my apologies. The solution, the Honorable Minister, is for us to mark the dangerous spots on Lake Victoria to avoid getting these accidents. Also, Madam Speaker, we need to survey the lake. Lake Victoria was last surveyed in 1955. If we don't do this, accidents are going to happen. We shall have the rescue centers. They are going to rescue dead bodies. So we need to have the rescue centers, but also survey the lake to ensure we don't get the accidents. I thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the committee for the very good recommendations, especially in the fishery sector, where I come from. And I want to commend you for including fuel for the FPU in the operations on the lake. It is very unfortunate that some of our fishermen are asked for fuel on a monthly basis. It is supposed to be given to the FPU to carry out their operations. They say they don't have enough. So when you include that in the recommendation, we are grateful. But I'm also thinking this is robbery during broad daylight, because if you ask the people, you're supposed to do operations for money, it is unfair to them. Then also, Mr. Speaker, in the committee recommendations, you talked about seedlings, but I represent a fisheries community. They don't do, most of them don't do agriculture farming. They do fish farming, thank you, but they don't do crop and animal. Not all of them, of course, but I thought we would also get an idea of the fishermen being given fishing nets. You see, when you give the farmers seedlings, it is also important that you do not leave out the fishermen and women. I implore government to give the fishermen fishing gears, like the fishing nets, and also maybe reduce on the subsidize on the taxes on the fishing gears, like the engines that they use, because an engine now, Mr. Speaker, of 15 horsepower is about 9-10 million Uganda shillings one, and fishing nets are very expensive. That is why actually they go into illegal fishing, because the illegal fishing methods brought into the country are cheaper than those that are legal. So if we could also implore government to ensure that the fishermen in Uganda are also considered, apart from the fishery fund that we are advocating for, also give them free fishing nets to ensure that also the fishermen are enjoying their life in the country. Thank you so much, and thank you, Honourable Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Honourable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Minister, for your statement. I want to first of all congratulate the people of Kalangala and you, Honourable Minister, for allowing the people of Kalangala to access electricity, being connected to the national grid, and thank you very much. Unfortunately, we were using solar power, and we had electricity from morning to morning. But with this connection, it is very disturbing. We do not have power. It is on and off. The power supply is on and off, and it is a disturbance to the people of Kalangala, and especially the business community. Mr. Speaker, we are connected to the line from Villa Maria, which goes through Bukakata, the marine cable to Kalangala. This one is very congested, and we, through the Kalangala Infrastructure Services, request that we get a dedicated line for Kalangala. I request, it's my humble request. Thank you so much for noting that down.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, another is about the tariff. When we got connected to the main grid, Mr. Speaker, I thought the prices were going to lower. I thought the tariffs were going to be lower than what we were using before. But as we speak, it is 1,265.5 a unit, which is very, very high for my people. Madam Minister, please try as much as possible to see that my people also enjoy like the ones. It is very high. Yeah, it is actually higher, yes. And finally, Mr. Speaker, in Kalangala district, where we have gotten the marine cable, the consumption tariff is higher, commercial consumption tariff is higher than the domestic. But on the main grid, the people in Kampala and this side, the consumption, the commercial consumption is lower because the government has, I think, subsidized for the business community because we get revenue out of all the businesses. But in Kalangala, it is the reverse. We would request government to ensure that the people of Kalangala in the business community also enjoy this. And also finally, I want to commend the committee for such a wonderful report, especially to the hard-to-reach areas. We feel represented very well. The Honourable Chair, thank you for listening to our cry, especially, Mr. Speaker, the issue of ambulances that were not fueled. They were not given fuel in the NDB4, but now that you have brought it out, we are grateful and we are hopeful that this fuel is going to come to us, not only in words, Mr. Speaker, but in action. On page, Mr. Speaker, on 29th March 2025, I wanted to give you why we are saying we are happy that we are going to get fuel. There is a lady who was coming from Banda Island. She was going to give birth, but she gave birth in the middle of the lake and in a very ugly boat. So when we have these ambulances functional and very well fueled, we are going to be happy and honored to get them. Mr. Speaker, secondly, on page 21, you gave a recommendation that the committee recommends that the ministry should allocate specific time and days when the boat ambulances should move so that the public is aware of the schedule. Mr. Speaker, a health condition cannot be allocated time. You cannot tell somebody to get sick tomorrow. So why I don't agree with the committee on this recommendation, because, say, for example, in the islands, you cannot tell somebody to get sick and the ambulance moves or doesn't move. The ambulance must be stationed somewhere ready to move at any time. Yeah? Because if, for example, somebody gets COVID-19 and they have the signs, you mean you're going to wait for Sunday and it is a Monday? So I believe, I think, Mr. Speaker, this recommendation should be removed from the committee report because it doesn't really make sense for me as a member of parliament from the hard-to-reach areas. I thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my colleague, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, like he said, I agree. Then also, I also request government to maybe, if it is okay, to reduce on the price of the life jackets. Because, Mr. Speaker, Kalangala and these other islands, when it comes to the health sector, they say Kalangala district has the highest prevalence of HIV, and we're at 18%, bigger than that of the entire country, and we're given free condoms. If the government can give us free condoms, they can also give us free life jackets. Because you cannot say you're protecting the lower part and you're not going to protect the upper part. Because life jackets are worn up and they also save lives. So if condoms save lives, the government should also consider giving us free life jackets, or at least reduce on the taxes on the life jackets. Mr. Speaker, for your information, and the August House, a very good life jacket costs, I think, 100,000 shillings. A good one. But with the army on the lake, Mr. Speaker, our people have been impoverished and they cannot access or they cannot buy these life jackets. If government can at least also protect the upper part by giving us a life jacket, we shall be very much gratified. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I also wanted to give him information, Mr. Speaker, that when we ask our fishermen who exactly they think is doing this, some of them tell us it is the men in uniform. They have, like he said, they have the big engines, they have the fuel, they have those big boats, but they're always clad in army uniform. Mr. Speaker, army uniform. And they also have guns and machetes. So, yes. So we would want the minister to explain to us the UPDF uniform. Yes, and also police uniform, Mr. Speaker. It is happening between Mazinga sub-county, Bobeke, Chamuswa, and Bufumira. All these islands in Sese or Kalangala. Mr. Speaker, we all know that we have the UPDF on the lake to guard or man the lake in the fishing sector. If they can have guns to man the lake or the fish, why not secure the people who actually make money to pay them? Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
And also, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to add my voice, especially to the issue of the artists. When you look at the money that government gets annually, it is 75 billion. But when you look at when we get down to the calculations, the aggregators get 583 billion 200. Mr. Speaker, like my colleague Honorable Chiaga stated, the artists are being robbed off during daylight. They're being exploited. Why? Because MTN or Airtel, they put about very, very many costs, very many taxes that have not been explained to us, to the committee. The aggregators, we are made to believe are the MTN and Airtel themselves, or those communication companies. But they purport to say these aggregators come from outside. And now we want to see if government has the spirit to help the artists from these robbers, Mr. Speaker. Because it takes
it even takes a bigger share. The person who has come up to do their creative art is left behind. Mr. Speaker, just a little more time. Mr. Speaker, there are very many brokers.
So,
There is also an issue whereby they say an artist is registered to a certain record label. When they leave that record label, this company, the telecom company, is going to continue liaising with the record label. When they leave, they are not even assisted. They don't get this money. So, Mr. Speaker, government should speed up this bill for the musicians to earn from their sweat. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for being gender sensitive. In your communication, you talked about the lake. Mr. Speaker, I don't know why there's being so much unfairness when it comes to the lake. We talked about one time about Kalangala is a fishing community, just like many other islands. From June to August, the winds are very, very strong. It is very hard for anybody to traverse, even with the members of parliament who have those very fast boats. The people in Kalangala do not fish this time round. That means their boats are up. They don't have food. So the fuel prices in Kalangala start from 10,000 to 12,000. It is very hard for a fisherman to go out fishing to waters in next to Kenya or Tanzania. When they go there, they come back with 10 kilograms of fish.
In the normal days, it's been around how much, Honorable?
A kilo,
No, a liter of fuel.
Fuel, it was 4,500 to 5,000.
And now
it is 10,000 to 12,000. And yes, and also, Mr. Speaker, the prices of fish have lowered. You can imagine, the price of fuel is high and the price of fish is low. Before, it was 15,000 a kilogram, minimum. But as we speak now, it is at 9,000, 7,000 to 9,000, compared to the prices of the fuel. So I think it is so unfair to the people of Kalangala as we speak. And as we speak also, they do not have food. This also goes to the...
Much as we have talked about roads, there is also a lake that I represent, Madam Speaker. Yes, a lake. Lake Victoria. Kalangala. Madam Speaker, we also have accidents on the lake. Reason being, no, they are not potholes. They are dangerous spots. Madam Speaker, they are dangerous spots on the lake, the rocks. When it rains heavily, they are covered. When a boat is moving, it knocks that rock and people they die, they drown in the water. So the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Works and Transport.
In 2017, the government accepted and allowed the fishermen and women to use a hurry-up method of fishing in the silverfish fishing sector. Now, in 2023, we passed a bill, and it was assented to by the President. It is now an act, the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2023, but we don't have regulations in place. A few months ago, the Minister for Fisheries, Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, passed a directive that the use of hurry-up method should be stopped because it is illegal, and indeed it is illegal. But the government passed it. It accepted the people to use it in 2017. Now, the act that we passed here allows for the fishermen to use a boat of 28 feet only. The minister says we should use a different method of fishing called chota chota in the fishing language. Mr. Speaker,
can you put it in a parliamentary language?
Mr. Speaker, that is the only parliamentary language I know for the fishing industry. Chota chota, yes. It is called chota chota. If you allow me, I will. If you allow me, Mr. Speaker.
Just ask the question, right, Honorable.
If you allow me, I'll bring a definition. Okay. So, Madam Prime Minister, please don't be distracted.
We just need the question, Honorable colleague.
I need to understand it because...
A question, Honorable colleague.
Chota chota, you are supposed to use a small boat, which is not allowed legally. The other boat that is allowed cannot be used using chota chota. Okay? So now, there is a confusion on the lake. The FPU is telling these people not to use the small boats as the law. Yes. But now, chota chota is supposed to be used by these people using small boats. So now, can we get some help? My people are confused. They don't know what to do. There's this fishing going on. There's this one that has been stopped. But now the minister is saying they should not use. First of all, Madam Speaker, when the report talked about juvenile, the report talked about juvenile cells, and like Honorable Balimwezo said, some places don't have juvenile cells, and these children are put in the same cells with adults. However, when you come to island districts, these probation officers have to transport children from, for example, Kalangala, Buvuma, to Naguru and Kampiringisa. This is very costly for them, yet they are not funded very well. So I think, to the committee chairperson, I would request you add that recommendation that, yes. And also, Madam Speaker, when we talked about local councils, the people in charge of children affairs are the secretaries for children affairs. That is the deputy chairperson over at village. This, I think, brings us back to wanting to elect these people into those positions again, and we make them legal such that they help us with this issue of parenting. Then finally, Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I want to thank...
And honorable members, after getting both reports, this is what is going to help the sectoral committee on ICT on doing their oversight role. Yes, Minister. Yes, Helen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I thank my honorable colleague for the elaborate report, only that a few aspects have been left out. And because this side where I stand is supposed to check you, I am obliged to do so. Madam Speaker, he gave us a good report. Like I said, he left out some that I am going to throw more light on. One, I want to thank you that you're going to connect all the districts.
Honorable members,
and,
Madam Speaker.
Inclusive of the islands, because our network connection is really bad.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in infinite goodness have appointed these leaders and parliaments for the society and just government humanity, we beseech you to come upon your favor these your servants who made a please for the performance of such important trust in this land. Let your blessings set upon you assembled, and grant that the mayor has in your presence, to it and cause the matter that shall come at the deliberation, is so just and faithfully manner promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those who interest you have committed to your church.
Item 2 on the order paper, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, we gather here this afternoon with heavy hearts as we bid eternal farewell to our distinguished guest, colleague. On Sunday, 19th April 2026, will go down in history as a tragic day in which we lost a remarkable legislator, a friend, a unifier, a talented athlete, and a colleague, and a friend to everybody in this parliament, and that is Honorable Nakimuli Hellen. The pain, grief, and sorrow that we have endured individually and collectively remains a permanent wound whose scar will live with us forever. Since the death of Honorable Nakimuli, the public has been sharing some of Honorable Nakimuli's ionic works, and it's evident that she has been a very impactful leader in various aspects, notably in politics, community development, advocacy, sports, livelihood, gender issues, among others. Honorable Nakimuli was a very impactful leader. Honorable members, the meaning of legacy in this context is the long-term consequences of one's service of life. We all aspire to leave a positive legacy like one Honorable Nakimuli has left. The extent of Honorable Nakimuli's legacy may make one imagine she has been a member of parliament for long, yet she has only served for 1 year. You would imagine for one term, yet she has been for 1 term. But when you look at her being a friend from sweeper to member of parliament to all the workers in parliament, to both people in opposition, people in government, that is what Honorable Nakimuli was. Honorable members, you may fondly recall that a number of victorious trophies that we got in this parliament, in the Iyala sports were got by Honorable Nakimuli. And I would request those trophies to be laid on table for this Parliament to appreciate what contribution Honorable Nakimuli has made to this House, has made to East Africa. My attention was drawn to her community empowerment initiative long before she became a Member of Parliament. The fruit of her transformative leadership are evident in Kalangala, which she ably represented as a Member of Parliament. The Orthodox community, where she was a faithful believer, and a sports fraternity, among others. It's against this formidable leadership foundation that the deceased had secured an election for the 12th Parliament. So Honorable Nakimuli has been serving as a member of 11th Parliament, and she's a member of the 12th Parliament elect. It is unfortunate she's not been able to see the 12th Parliament. That is what Honorable Nakimuli has gone through. It is such a painful thing after all the struggle that she went through. We will miss her if we reach there in the 12th Parliament. Honorable Nakimuli's legacy teaches us that it's not how long we live in this world, but how impactful our lives in this world. You will live longer, but you'll have no impact. But you can live a short time, but with a great impact, like the one of Hellen. I urge all of you to emulate Honorable Nakimuli's inspirational and transformational leadership so that your impact lives longer after you. While Honorable Nakimuli belongs to the National Unity Platform Party, which is in opposition, she cultivated cordial relationship across the political divide. Personally, when I lost my mother-in-law the other weekend, Honorable Nakimuli drove and came and stayed an overnight in Buyende. She came and stayed there. She was such a compassionate lady, down to earth, and when she debated, she would debate with evidence. Honorable members, Honorable Nakimuli was not confrontational. She was such a calm girl, very calm, that everybody used to admire. Ask yourself how men admire you. Ask. And she was being admired because of what she was doing. While we dedicate today's sitting to pay tribute to Honorable Nakimuli's remarkable legacy, I urge you to keep her legacy alive by upholding the values she stood for. She was selfless, dedicated, compassionate, transformational, and charismatic leader. She believed in unity and togetherness. She practiced Ubuntu. As we send off Honorable Nakimuli, I urge you to pray for ourselves. We all need to pray. This is the 7th member of Parliament that 11th Parliament has lost. Today it has happened to Nakimuli. Tomorrow you don't know whom it will happen to. May the Lord safeguard His people, safeguard all of us as we serve people on this earth. We relay our heartfelt condolence to His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, the leadership of Parliament and members of Parliament, the bereaved family, the people of Kalangala, the Orthodox family fraternity, the sports fraternity, especially in Parliament, the National Unity Platform Party, and the people of Uganda at large for the loss of such a young, energetic, dedicated lady. Honorable Nakimuli Hellen is gone. Her light still shines upon us, and in a special way to the people of Kalangala. Honorable Nakimuli is survived by a daughter, with one daughter. The daughter is Melanin is where is she? She's there. She's in S1 in Kibuli. One thing that we need to tell you, you must keep the legacy of your mother alive. Your mother is gone, but left you behind, and you must keep that name alive. The God we serve is a God, is a father of orphans, and will see you through. As Parliament, we will ensure that we will always continue being in touch with the family. We have just had a meeting with the parents. We got the post-mortem report about the death of Honorable Nakimuli. I have heard stories all over, but the post-mortem report has been handed over to the parents. We've also had a meeting, extensive meeting, with the medics, and Lob was involved as the leader of opposition. So all the information is there. And I want to request members, as we pay tribute, let's pay tribute with dignity. Let's not bring politics, because that is not Nakimuli. Let's not bring politics. Let's not bring accusations. Let's give our friend, our sister, our colleague a decent send-off. May the good Lord rest Nakimuli's soul in perfect peace. And I also want, on behalf of Nakimuli, if there is anybody she has ever had in this world, as she goes to be with the Lord, forgive her. Forgive Helen. I want to recognize the presence of the Vice President. Thank you so much for coming. I also want to recognize the presence of this Deputy Speaker. Thank you. The presence of Honorable Majegere, the Prime Minister. You're most welcome. I also have condolence messages. We have a condolence message from the East African Community Legislative Assembly, signed by Dr. Seranda. Signed by Dr. Seranda, and who will pass on the letter. We'll pass on the letter. We also have a letter from the Democratic Party, signed by Dr. Seranda as the Secretary General. Thank you so much. We have a letter from, condolence message from Inter-Party Organization of Dialogue. And this is signed still by Dr. Seranda. We have a message I think we'll continue the messages as they come.
Honorable members, may we please rise up as the casket is transferred from the central lobby. please remain standing as we receive the anthems. You may resume your seats. Item 4 on the order paper, laying of wreaths, and we'll begin with the Right Honorable Speaker. Her Excellency the Vice President. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, Leader of Government Business. The Leader of the Opposition in Parliament. The Government Chief Whip. The Chief Opposition Whip. The Parliamentary Commission. The National Unity Platform. The Forum for Democratic Change Whip. The Democratic Party Whip. The Uganda People's Congress whip. Gemma. The People's Progressive Party. The Democratic Front. People's Front for Freedom. The Parliamentary Committee on ICT and National Guidance. The National Unity Platform Parliamentary Women's League. The National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus. The Parliamentary Caucus Executive. The Parliamentary Caucus Executive. It's an all-party caucus. The Parliamentary Netball Team. This Karamoja. The Parliamentary Sports Club. The Parliamentary Volleyball Team. Buganda Parliamentary Caucus. Busoga Parliamentary Caucus. Bukedi Parliamentary Caucus. Teso Parliamentary Group. Bugisu Parliamentary Group. West Nile Parliamentary Group. Karamoja Parliamentary Group. Bunyoro Parliamentary Group. Acholi Parliamentary Group. Chigezi Parliamentary Group. Ankole Parliamentary Group. Lango Parliamentary Group. Workers MPs. UPDF MPs. Uganda Women's Parliamentary Association, WOPA. The Parliamentary Circle. The Orthodox Parliamentary Community. The Parliamentary Committee on ICT and National Guidance. The Parliamentary Committee on Health. The Parliamentary Forum on Fisheries. The East African Legislative Assembly, MPs. The Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance. Honorable Derek Orone. Honorable Patrick Nsamba. The Parliamentary Basketball team will be next.
Honorable Member, thank you so much for laying the wreath to our departed. This afternoon we have in the VIP gallery, we have the immediate family members of the late Hellen Nakimuli. We have Christopher Walusimbi, who is the dad. Father Christopher Walusimbi. Father, you're most welcome. We have Nampala Irene, the sister. Welcome. We have Untege Nicholas' brother. Welcome. We have Sekabira Pontius' brother. Welcome. We have Namirumi Melaine, daughter. The daughter is there. They are here to observe the proceedings. We have in the VIP gallery this afternoon, we have the following members of Parliament elect. They are here to support. Honorable Chandia Bernadette Kodili from Moyo, you're most welcome. Honorable Achom Esther from Serere, you're most welcome. Honorable Lydia Mutende Wanyoto, you're welcome. Honorable Tibase Peace from Jinja, you're welcome. Honorable Nakisita Betty Mpongo from Namutumba, welcome. Honorable Kasule Ismail Oima, you're welcome. Honorable Achamfua Topista Zombo, you're welcome. Honorable Itungo Sara Masereka from Kasese, welcome. Honorable Birungi Annette, Workers Representative, you're welcome. Honorable Navatansi Harriet Bwamba, welcome. Bwamba County. Honorable Atuhaire Arthur Kazora from Rohinda, you're welcome. Honorable Katoko Sylvia Damba from Kiboko, most welcome. Honorable Katusime Adrian from Shema, you're welcome. They are here to witness the proceedings of today when we are paying tribute. We also have the members of EALA. We have Honorable Siranda Blacks, and we have Honorable Veronica Kadogo, who will continue introducing you as we receive. I also want to, we have members from the NUP in the VIP gallery. We have Dr. Lina, Acting Party President. We have Joel Jackley Tumushabe, Deputy Party President. We have Davis Louis Lubongoya. We have Katana Benjamin. We have Sarah Muonge. We have Buembo Habib. We have Nabatans Farida. We have Rover Alex. We have Nalukwago Judith. They are here to follow the proceedings. And then in the public gallery this afternoon, we have members of Uganda Volleyball Federation led by the Federation President Sadiq Naziu. And then we have in the delegation, there are many. And then we have students from Kivuli Secondary School, where the girl is studying. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I have condolence messages here. I have a condolence message. I've also seen Honorable Rosa Akol. She's there. Thank you so much. I have condolence messages here. A condolence message, and attached is 20 million shillings from His Excellency the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We have a contribution of 10 million shillings from Buganda Parliamentary Caucus. And allow me hand over the monies to Kirumira Hassan, so that you'll be accountable. And I want to request that the contributions that we are making should go towards support of the kid. The Parliament of Uganda takes responsibility of all the burial expenses, all, and I'm saying all. I have a contribution from Anita Annette Among AAA, 10 million. I have a contribution of 5 million from Honorable Taewa Thomas. I also have a contribution of 1 million shillings from the government chief whip. It was sent to Sekabira. Sekabira gave that money to Kirumira. I also have a letter, a condolence letter from Interparliamentary Assembly of Orthodox, and that is sent to the Speaker. I will still give it to Kirumira. Then we have a condolence message from Kibuli Secondary School. Allow me to read this one. It is addressed to the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. The reference is Namirumi Melanine Sobi, Senior 1. We express our heartfelt condolence to the Parliament of Uganda for the loss of the Member of Parliament and a mother to our students, Melanine Sobi, Senior 1, for the loss of her beloved mother, Honorable Hellen Nakimuli. Namrumi Melanine Sobi is a student in our school in Senior 1. School name, Kibuli Secondary School, and account number is, they'll put the account number. So they are indirectly saying that here is your kid. I have a condolence message from the Parliamentary Caucus, Parliamentary Circle. And then finally, I know we are all friends to Nakimuli, aren't we? We are all friends to Nakimuli. And I want to thank you for being full in this house. And I want to thank you for loving Nakimuli. But Nakimuli has left us with a flower. Nakimuli is not dead. Nakimuli has left a daughter behind. On receipt of that letter, we thought it twice. Me and my family. We decided under our school to pay the school fees up to S4. We have paid fees. Here is the receipt. The money was paid by Kirumira himself up to S4. And that is under Bukedia Comprehensive School, Anita Foundation, and Magogo Foundation. Honorable members, Honorable members, a problem on one of us is a problem on all of us. And just imagine, today it is happening to Helen, tomorrow it will happen to any of us. Next item.
Item 5 on
Any
the
reaction to my communication? There is no reaction.
Item 5 on the order paper. Motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, former woman representative, Kalangala District.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister will move the motion to pay tribute to the late.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I move under Rule 58 of our Rules of Procedure to move a motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli for her distinguished service to the nation. Right Honorable Speaker and members, whereas Parliament of Uganda received with profound sorrow the sad news of the demise of Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, woman member of Parliament for Kalangala District, which occurred on Sunday, 19th April 2026. And whereas Honorable Nakimuli served the people of Kalangala District and the nation as woman member of Parliament from 2021 until her demise, and in that capacity discharged her duties with commitment and diligence while steadily championing the interests of her constituents. Aware that Honorable Nakimuli diligently served the people of Uganda in different capacities, including as a community development officer of Kalangala District local government from 2013 to 2020, a shadow minister for agriculture, animal industry and fisheries from 2021 to 2023, and a shadow minister for information, communication, technology and anti-corruption 2023 until her demise. That Honorable Speaker and members, further aware that Honorable Nakimuli distinguished herself as a hard-working and a vocal legislator who remained firmly committed to the welfare of island communities and consistently drew the attention of Parliament and government to the peculiar social service challenges affecting the people of Kalangala District. She relentlessly advocated for improved transport infrastructure, especially improved ferry services, quality education, and health care access for the people of Kalangala District, which comprises of 84 islands. Recognizing that Honorable Nakimuli was a humble, cheerful, and compassionate leader and an ardent advocate for social justice, women empowerment, girls' education, improved livelihoods, and the fight against HIV and AIDS in Uganda, where upon she served as a president of community-based approaches to HIV/AIDS volleyball club. Further recognizing that Honorable Nakimuli was widely known among her constituents as Mama Kalangala, a testament to her enthusiastic leadership, spirit, and a passion for closeness to the people she represented, her approachable leadership, and her unwavering commitment to the socio-economic transformation of her community, being that she consistently brought to the forefront the particular challenges faced by vulnerable persons living in hard-to-reach island communities, appreciating that Honorable Nakimuli was a passionate sportswoman who was, at the time of her death, the captain of the parliamentary volleyball team. She utilized sports as a platform to promote teamwork, mentorship, discipline, solidarity, and service, both within Parliament and among the communities she served. Further appreciating that Honorable Nakimuli was an eloquent, courageous, approachable, and compassionate leader who was committed to unity and consensus building and reached across party lines on matters she considered to transcend partisan interests, and rendered distinguished service to her constituents and the people of Uganda with dedication and patriotism. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament collectively conveys its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, relatives, friends, the people of Kalangala, the members of the National Unity Platform, NUP, and the nation as a whole for the loss of a distinguished and exceptional daughter of Uganda. Number 2, Parliament takes cognizance of the diligent service that Honorable Hellen Nakimuli has rendered to the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, the Kalangala community, and the people of Uganda. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Right Honorable Prime Minister. Seconded by the Vice President, by the Vice President, by the Deputy Speaker, by Honorable Lukia, Honorable Bua, Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Wamala, Honorable ICT, Northern Region, Honorable Kasolo, Honorable Gwang, Honorable Balam, Honorable Esther Anyakun, Honorable Diana, Honorable Sechkubu. I want it for record, just numbers. Honorable Christine Solo, Jonah Seungu, Derek, Hassan, Karim, Ethel, Nakato, Seismate, Adeke, Juliet, by the whole house. Thank you so much. Madam, would you love to speak to your motion?
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, this is my justification. Right Honorable Speaker, we are here today to remember and say farewell to an extraordinary colleague and a friend. On Sunday, 19th April 2026, we received the sad news of the demise of Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, the woman representative for Kalangala district. in the 11th Parliament of Uganda at Alexandria Medical Center, Kitante, Kampala. Today, we grieve her loss, and we hold in our hearts and prayers her family. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli was a great parliamentarian. She loved and respected Parliament and was for 5 years one of its finest debaters. She was a woman of great contrast, exceptionally formidable during debate and admirably kind in private. The late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli was one of the most vibrant people you could ever hope to meet, and someone I was lucky enough to know closely. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, the outpouring tributes we have seen in these past few days show the impact of her leadership. While in the 11th Parliament, the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli dutifully served on the Committee of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, and the Committee on Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance. She served as a shadow minister for information and anti-corruption. She loved sports and was a captain of the parliamentary volleyball team. Through these positions and many other leadership platforms, she was a voice of compassion and stood for her people. That Honorable Speaker and members, she was caring, eloquent, principled, and wise. Honorable Hellen brought people together, as it was typical of her determination to reach across party lines on issues that she felt were more important than party politics. Thank you. Above all, she was filled with and fueled by love for the people and saw the best in them. Her enthusiastic spirit helped to give her determination and focus in politics. She was driven every day of her life by her passion for the great causes she believed in, to help uplift people, especially children, women, the poor, and the oppressed. That Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, the late Honorable Nakimuli was a relentless campaigner for health care access, transport infrastructure, especially improved ferry services, equality, human rights, government subsidization of boat engines taxes, and provision of fishing nets. Government will continue to support development programs in the Kalangala district. I wish to convey my gratitude to the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and also thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for according this distinguished and gallant citizen of Uganda a special recognition in her honor through the consideration of this motion before the House now. The government of Uganda conveys its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, relatives, friends, the people of Kalangala district, the members of the National Unity Platform, NUP, and the nation, as a wall upon the demise of this distinguished daughter of Uganda. May the Almighty God bless and receive the soul of Honorable Hellen Nakimuli in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Right Honorable. Before we get a secondment in the VIP gallery, we have Honorable Alaso Alice Ashanut and Honorable Winnie Kiza. They are here to support us in paying the tribute of a lady like them. Thank you for coming. Second, Honorable Lop.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I rise to pay tribute to our departed colleague, the Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, Woman Member of Parliament for Kalangala District, a dedicated servant of the people and a member of the National Unity Platform. Honorable Nakimuli passed away on the 19th day of April 2026 at Alexandra Medical Center, where she had gone to undergo a surgical procedure. In fact, she drove herself to the medical facility, an indicator that she was not in a worrying state. I equally spoke to her that same morning at about 9 a.m. as we had been planning a meeting for members of the opposition in Parliament in regard to the impending sovereignty bill, which meeting was due the next morning on Monday the 20th. Tragically, she did not make it out of theatre. Right Honourable Speaker and honourable colleagues, this is not just a moment of grief. It's a moment of profound concern, and we hope that all answers will be provided. This is not about apportioning blame prematurely. It's about restoring public confidence. As we pursue these answers, honourable colleagues, we must also confront the broader realities of our health sector. For many Ugandans, access to safe and quality healthcare remains uncertain. Incidents such as these deepen public anxiety and highlight systemic weaknesses in patient safety, regulation, and service delivery. If this can happen in a controlled medical environment, then we ought to ask ourselves what safeguards exist for the ordinary Ugandan in less resourced settings. Honorable Nakimuli has been awaiting to take oath in just a couple of weeks to serve her second term in Parliament, having earned the trust and confidence of the people of Kalangala district one more time. That renewed mandate was a testament to her dedication, her connection to her constituents, and the faith they had in her leadership. Kalangala district, which she represented, is one of the most unique constituencies in our country. An archipelago of over 80 islands spread across Lake Victoria, commonly known as the Sese Islands. Representing such a constituency requires exceptional commitment. It demands navigating geographical isolation, limited infrastructure, and the distinct socio-economic challenges faced by island communities. And yet, Honorable Nakimuli embraced this responsibility with quiet strength and consistency. She ensured that the voices of her people, often physically distant and politically marginalized, were heard within this house. In the shadow cabinet, she has been serving as the Shadow Minister for Information and Anti-Corruption, a role she diligently executed for close to 2.5 years. In this capacity, she stood firmly on the side of contradictory directives and politically motivated messages, and insisted that these communities needed real investment in boats, in nets, storage facilities, and training, together with practical support, not just harassment. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, her contribution to this institution extended beyond legislative work. Honorable Nakimuli served as our lady captain of the parliamentary volleyball team, and under her leadership, our team recently secured another gold for Uganda at the East African Community Interparliamentary Games. This was not just a sporting achievement. It was a reflection of leadership, discipline, and the spirit of teamwork that she embodied. No wonder we are all here in numbers. Those who had the privilege of working closely with the Honorable Nakimuli will remember her as calm, composed, and purposeful. Her work spoke for itself. She engaged thoughtfully, listened attentively, and contributed with intention. Even in her final days, the Honorable Nakimuli never stopped holding the government to account. Her final submission on the floor of this house was on the 15th day of April 2026, last week, just 4 days before she died. She was questioning government's preparedness regarding our sports facilities ahead of a CAF inspection, now that Uganda is set to host AFCON alongside other East African countries. She was still pressing for details, still demanding accountability. Even at the end, Honorable Nakimuli was working. Even at the end, she was holding the government accountable, which was her cardinal duty as a member of parliament. It is particularly painful that her young life has been cut short at a time when she was just about to begin a renewed chapter of service under her second term. She had more to offer, more to build, and more to contribute to this nation. Her passing is a loss to her family, to the people of Kalangala, to the National Unity Platform, to this parliament, and indeed to Uganda as a whole. So as we mourn her, we must also honor her not only with words, but with action. Honoring her means strengthening our systems so that no Ugandan loses their life the way she lost hers. It means recommitting ourselves to the values of accountability, of service, and integrity, values that she held dear. We owe it to her. We owe it to her family, and we owe it to the people of Uganda. And so on behalf of the office of the Leader of the Opposition, I extend deepest condolences to her family, to her constituents in Kalangala district, to her party, NUP, to all colleagues in this house, and the country at large. We stand with you in grief, and we stand with you in the pursuit of justice and truth. May the Almighty God grant us strength during this difficult time, and may the soul of Honorable Hellen Nakimuli rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we be a little brief so that a number of members speak? Independence. Independent. Let's first get from the independent.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, esteemed gentlemen and ladies from all sides of the House.
I want to show you how Honorable Nakimuli was a unifier. The secretariat, the whole secretariat of NRM is also here. There is Dr. Nekesa, Honorable. The whole secretariat is here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And this is the spirit we want in Uganda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, today we gather with heavy hearts to honor and celebrate an extraordinary life of a young lady, a beacon of hope and a strength to many. Born in 1985, just recently, you can witness her here in a casket. Who knew neither her nor her parents, nor her family, and it could not even have fallen into the ears of those that elected her to represent them. Hellen has left far too soon for many that had hope in her. Transitioning from this world just days ago, following a surgery, as we stand together in this solemn moment, let us reflect on the legacy that she leaves behind, the impact that she has made on each one of us. And what does this remind us, honorable members? That just like she was always entering with a smile, wearing a smile, like an unfolding flower, just like her name, Nakimuli, blossoming to fill the world with the sweet aroma. We should always remember such moments when someone walks into your path and at least shakes your hand. I request that we do it as just a gesture. Turn to your neighbor and say, I really, really would like to say I love you today. Not the real love of love, but I love you in the name of God. As you rest, as the members of the NRM, you do? Indeed. As the members of the NRM turn to the members of other political parties like the NUP and wave and say we are really one together in the name of the Almighty God. And Hellen, that is what you stand for, unifying all aisles in this house. It's not usual that we act like this in this house, but it's something that God calls upon all of us to do. As our prayer tells us, we are here for the service of humanity and not for our benefit. Hellen was not only a member of parliament, but she was also a great champion, an owner of public servant, an honorable public servant whose dedication and passion knew no bounds. In the 5 years, more or less, that I've spent with her, or that we spent with her in this august house, she exemplified a spirit that was built on patience, love, and dignity. She walked to everyone, even when she differed on certain matters, and always expressed her feeling towards you, all in the name of the people she wanted to represent and make better. In her multi-faced character, the one where she would smile, I remember her when there was a humiliation of a woman, when all the women in parliament stormed out to go and say, no, this is beyond this. I will stand for the girl child and the woman. That was the zeal and character in her, where she would express her disappointment, but also remain respectful. So, as you lay there, Hellen, I bear witness that indeed you're one of those that have always been in the house, performing your duties with dignity and respect. Dear colleagues, just like Hellen, we must remember that in this world we are all travelers, and that at such a time our departure note will be called upon. None of us knows the time, and this is what God has hidden from us. But imagine if God had made aware of us the real time to come. I don't think we would live comfortably. Just imagine if you knew that you're going tomorrow. I'm not talking of Honorable Mona. Please don't worry. Just because I'm looking at you. I would just imagine if you knew your date of departure. You would definitely sit down and not be comfortable with everyone. But as I wind up, I send my special condolences to the family. I heard the speech of a father who was belled with pain, but yet strong enough to call upon the deliverance of God. The daughter, who is my old girl at Chibuli Senior Secondary School. I was the head prefect of Luangula House. Your mom 2 years ago came to attend the send-off of my late father. But I have no doubt that will do everything to pay her back for this golden heart that she had. As we reflect on the legacy of our late sister, the Honorable Hellen, as you lay down there, let's say something about you. You are good, you are courageous, you are someone that stood for the all-round representative that Kalangala must be proud of. You did effective representation for your constituency. You are here as their advocate, and definitely you served your party proudly and your country with honor.
Thank
May
you.
your soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Honorable members, in the VIP gallery we have Honorable Ambassador Barbara Nekesa Oundo. Please, thank you for coming. We have Dr. Rosemary Nansu Bugaseninde. Thank you for coming. We have the Honorable Emmanuel Dombo. Thank you for coming. We have Honorable Zaituna Duraru. Thank you for coming. We have Honorable Juliana Auma. Thank you. And we have Honorable James Trujillo. Thank you for joining us. And you're always most welcome. Can we have the captain, the chairman of the sports? Let's first have the vice president.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would like, on behalf of the people of Katakwi District, on behalf of NRM Party, on behalf of government, on behalf of my family, to extend my sincere condolences to the family of the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Hellen Nakimuli was a friend to all of us, was indeed a very active member of Parliament, whose actions were very visible in the committee work, very visible in the debates on this floor of Parliament, very visible on the ground. I visited Kalangala once, and she was physically there to receive me. The Honorable Nakimuli was a leader whose objective was the interests of her people. She did not have a lot of time on trivialities. The Honorable Nakimuli would always reach out to any leader, but with the reason of solving problems of her people. It has already been said that Kalangala is a very unique constituency. When I went there, she told me that you have come only to the mainland. But many of us here know that where we are now is the one which is the mainland. But when you are in Kalangala, again they tell you this is the main island. There are other many, many millions of islands. But one time, she told me how one time she nearly drowned because of taking children or taking a patient from one island to another island with a boat. Madam Speaker, to speak in an occasion like this, when we have lost a young legislator, who I also met many times in the Orthodox Church. I met her in St. Nicholas 3 times. I met her in the Ginger Orthodox Church once. I met her in the Gulu Orthodox Church once, when I would always go there to articulate messages of His Excellency the President. She was a very committed Christian. She was not only a Christian by word, but by action. And she was extremely respectful. She would always call me mom, when she's receiving me in the church. And she knew deeply the history and the culture of the Orthodox Church. When she would be there with Sechikubo, when Sechikubo is not there, she would be very unconscious, very uncomfortable until Sechikubo arrives. And when you find Sechikubo before she arrives, even Sechikubo will be very uncomfortable until Hellen arrives. The Orthodox Church and indeed the Christian faith has lost a very committed Christian. I am glad, Madam Speaker, that you have given me the opportunity to pay tribute to her.
Thank you.
I thank you for the extending the support to the young girl. If those in the meeting, if the clan can allow me also to make a contribution, I am willing to in their meeting when they do the meeting. I'm willing to do a contribution in light of support to the young girl who is in S1. She's just in S1.
Thank you.
And I would like to call upon that child to be strong, because there are many orphans out there, including myself. My dad died when I was a second lieutenant. I was still young, relatively young. We know in Africa that a parent, even 100 years, is still a parent, and you cannot compare. You cannot compare. So you look up to us who are other orphans. We will give you a platform. We will give you the guidance that you need, the role modeling. We shall mentor you until the logical conclusion. I thank Madam Speaker for the opportunity. May the soul of the late Nakimuli means flower. I used to joke with her that, which flower are you? Are you a rose? Are you a sunflower? Are you a lily? And she would say, Madam Speaker, that she will unveil the name of her flower at an appropriate time. She has not done it. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice President. Today we unveiled the roses for her. We unveiled the roses for her in memory of her name. The Minister of ICT.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable members. I rise to support the motion that has been moved by the Right Honorable Prime Minister to pay tribute to our foreign sister, Hellen Nakimuli. And on behalf of the people of Chinchiz East and on behalf of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, and as we know, she was shadowing me, and we always made fun. She would say, how can I shadow this huge man? Because of our different sizes. But we worked very well as the government minister and the shadow minister. I would like to convey our condolences to members of the family, the parents and the family, the people of Kalangala, whom she represented in this house as a member of parliament, the members of National Unity Party and the opposition, where she belonged, and to you, Right Honorable Speaker, and the colleagues in this parliament. When I served in the Parliamentary Commission with the Honorable Dombo, who is seated there, one of the challenging issues which used to confront us was when we were drawing the budget of Parliament, and we had to budget for how many members of Parliament would die in that year. And we would put 4 or 5, and we would be scared that we would probably be part of those 4 or 5. And I just use that to encourage members that death is there, and any time God can call us. I came close to Honorable Hellen when the Archbishop of the Orthodox Church died in September 2021. She had just come to Parliament, and I was coordinating together with the Vice President and Honorable Sechkubo the funeral arrangements. And then also she has been a member of this House, but also we were very close as a shadow minister where she was very active, especially in the committee. And I could use many descriptions to characterize her, but in the brief, she was, like the Vice President said, a very strong believer in the Orthodox faith, very committed, very social, very intelligent, and respectful, and I could use many attributes. And working with her as a Minister of ICT and her as a shadow minister, we worked very well and had meaningful engagements. How I wish our relationship, that effect, would define how we relate in this country between us who are in the government and those who are in the opposition, because we always related very respectfully, and she made very meaningful contributions and gave us a lot of advice as we ran the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Right, Honorable Speaker, I have been following the debates and the commentaries on the social media regarding how she died. And there are lots of unanswered questions, as the leader of the opposition said. I spoke this morning to the Minister of Health. I thought she would be in the House, who told me she has instructed the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council to carry out an investigation and produce a report to tell Ugandans what exactly happened. I later spoke to Professor Joel Okuro, who is the chair of the council, and he confirmed a team of doctors from the council were carrying out the investigations. They have visited the Alexandria Medical Center and doing lots of analysis regarding what happened, and a report will be produced. A post-mortem examination has been carried out by 6 expert pathologists at Murago, including pathologists from police, and a report has been given to the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, which will be part of the general report as they investigate, and at the earliest, this report will be made public. Members of the family, I think, signed for the post-mortem report. I got that confirmation from the executive director of Murago Hospital. All of us are pained the way she drove herself to the hospital and came back dead. And therefore, the assurance I am giving the honorable members that once the report has been completed by Ministry of Health, working with the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, then all these questions will be answered through that report.
Thank you.
Lastly, Madam Speaker, I just want to make a comment to Ugandans that there is a strange behavior that has come where a section of Ugandans celebrate people's death and wish people who are alive to die. As a minister responsible for national guidance, we would want to call upon Ugandans. And let's remain with that culture of Ugandanness. That even when we are in different political persuasions, even when we are different in many ways, but let's remain human and desist from celebrating death, especially in the advent of social media. Ugandans should not push us to have strong regulation for the social media space because it is being misused and many people are using it irresponsibly. So I just want to sound out to Ugandans that even when we don't agree politically, even when we are different, but let's maintain dignity, let's respect each other, especially in times of death. Let's not wish anybody death. Let's not celebrate any person's death. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I pray that the good Lord receives our sister and rests her soul in eternal peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Maybe just for information, Honorable Minister, we have received the report as Parliament. We have had a discussion of the report, and we have had a discussion with the person, together with the leader of opposition, with the person who operated, Honorable Nakimuli. She did not make it from theater. It was a private facility, not a government facility. And I want to urge you members, we give you insurance. Please go to government facilities. Please. Honorable members, Honorable Minister of Education, Sports.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. First of all, on my own behalf, as a Member of Parliament for Ngariam County, and on my own family, I would like to begin by extending my condolences to the bereaved family of my sister, Honorable Nakimuli, and the people of Kalangala. It's on record. The last time I appeared before this floor was last Wednesday, when I brought a statement here regarding a matter which the Right Honorable Leader of Opposition had requested me to present in line with our preparedness for AFCON 2027. Honorable colleagues, the late, as we all know, had passion for sports. The late, as we all know, was an athlete. The late, as we all know, was one who played many disciplines of sport, and for those who attended the parliamentary games can bear me witness. The late, if you all recall, I remember the competition which was in Rwanda, Kigali. She got injured in the netball court to an extent that she twisted her leg. But that did not stop her from representing the Parliament of Uganda, and I want us to clap for her, and may God. Madam Speaker, I'm happy my colleague, the Shadow Minister of Sports, is here. In line with the discussion we had concerning our preparedness of AFCON, we had agreed that this Friday we visit Hoima City Stadium and to look at other attendance training facilities which were working, including a visit to Kabalega International Airport. Why was we doing this? Is in line with the observations which my sister had raised on the floor of this Parliament. It is unfortunate today, Madam Speaker, I host, as Uganda, the team of the Confederation of African Football, together with the Pamoja countries here in Kampala. The meeting started this morning up to now, but I had to excuse myself to come and pay my respect to our dear fallen sister. Friends, I have been here for some time. I am happy we are all here to show respect for our departed sister. But I'm happy our sisters left us with a flower, which is a living flower. We are good at coming here to make speeches. But what do we leave with our flower, which our sisters left us? It's my humble appeal, colleagues. In the 9th Parliament, we used to do it. In the 10th Parliament, we used to do it. In the 11th Parliament, we did it. Why don't we, if we truly believe in the love of our sister, contribute as members of Parliament to support the family of our departed colleague, particularly in the education of the daughter? It's my humble appeal, Madam Speaker, through you, that the Parliamentary Commission deducts a direct fee from each one of us of the 529 members of parliament to contribute to the education of our late sister's daughter who is here. Madam Speaker, in my humble appeal, I would request that we deduct 500,000 from each of us members of parliament's account to support the education of our dear sister. I'm bringing this, Madam Speaker, because as a sportswoman, the late gave her life to support and carry the flag of Parliament of Uganda in the sports fraternity in the East African community. And this has helped in widening, deepening, strengthening the East African Confederation. I beg to move, Right Honorable Speaker. I thank you so much.
Those who are against, please stand. No, I don't. I first want those who are against before I ask for a secondment. Those who are against, you know why I'm saying, honorable members, you know why I'm saying that those who are against should stand. When we ask for a deduction for Honorable Olanya, you are the same people who made the noise, saying that you were forced. Is the motion seconded? Seconded. Honorable Bua, Honorable by the whole House. I am putting a question that those in support of the deduction of 500,000 in favor of the education of Honorable late Nakimuli Hellen's daughter say aye, to the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Clerk should deduct the 500,000 from the 529 members. Chairman of the sports. Chairman, then I will come to the Minister Emeritus of Sports.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I stand to support the motion that has been moved by the Right Honourable Prime Minister, paying tribute to the late Hellen Nakimuli. Right Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the Parliamentary Sports Club that I lead, I wish to extend our deepest condolences to you, Right Honourable Speaker, to the entire House and the family upon the loss of Honourable Nakimuli. Right Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Nakimuli has been one of the executive members of the Parliamentary Sports Club, and the Parliamentary Sports Club is the biggest and largest fraternity in Parliament. But Honourable Nakimuli has had the biggest influence in the sports club. Right Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Nakimuli plays all disciplines. In 2021, she came to the football pitch and wanted to train with us in football because she said she had played football in her early life. She went to tug of war, and we advised her to concentrate elsewhere. She went to athletics, I recall. She's been very good at basketball, volleyball, and netball. There's no doubt about it. And Right Honourable Speaker, when we are talking about the Parliament of Uganda winning accolades in the East Africa Interparliamentary Games, the Honourable Nakimuli has played a very big role in that achievement. And Right Honourable Speaker, we are here to testify to that achievement. These trophies that we are laying on the table today are here partly because of the immense contribution of the Honourable Nakimuli. every year she has participated in a discipline. If it is volleyball, ladies volleyball, if we are not number 1, we are number 2. In basketball, if we are not number 1, we are number 2. In netball, if we are not number 1, we are number 2. And these are the trophies that reflect or attest that achievement. Right, Speaker, I'm not so sure that the 12th Parliament will have a player as active and ambidextrous as the Honorable Nakimuli. Being able to play all disciplines, we will wait to see. But she has been a rare talent, and I think for us at that level, we are really very grateful for her contribution. Right, Speaker, she has been very passionate about women football. And in our last meeting, she proposed that the parliamentary games should also have women football. She was very passionate about it. No wonder, I recall when Uganda hosted the CHAN, every game Uganda played, she was always in Nambole. Honorable Duru here knows, and the others, Honorable Kayemba Solo, with whom we've been watching these games, she was always there. In fact, she's among the few women MPs, if not the only one, who religiously attended those games in Nambole. So we shall always remember her for that. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable Nakimuli has been very passionate about health. The Right Honourable Prime Minister was talking about that aspect of it. When we were here and Parliament was urging government to recognize sickle cell disease as a public health concern, she was among the people who stood up to support that idea because she has been a sickle cell health activist in that right. So we will also remember her for that cause. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Nakimuli has been a decent person. Very decent, very disciplined, very social, and very courteous. Those are not common traits, especially these days, where indecency and courteousness are the order of the day. We will continue to emulate those values if we want to make a very good contribution to our society. I wholly associate with the motion that was moved with by Honorable Ogwang, and that has been very good poetic justice, because the Honorable Nakimuli has been supporting every initiative here in Parliament, especially regarding contributions. So by us passing that motion, I think we have paid her back very well, and I want to thank the Honorable Ogwang and the MPs for ensuring that we have consensus on that aspect. Right Honourable Speaker, the issue you raised of some people saying they were forced, we had an opportunity to discuss that issue here. As a matter of fact, it is colleagues who are not in the House at that time who later addressed the press and said we were forced. But the nature of parliamentary business is by collective responsibility. Whether you are around or not, first of all, we are all duty bound to be here. So if Parliament makes a resolution and you are not here, it's better you accept to be bound by that resolution. It is really very unfair for you to go outside on radio or TV and then claim that we were being compelled into these resolutions. I think it is important for us to have that respect. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to move that let it be a practice adopted by this House that if any of us is deceased, we agree that a deduction of 500,000 be made as a practice. I beg to move, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Honourable members, we cannot pass that because this parliament is not going to be the next parliament. We will have different cultures in different parliaments. Most of us are leaving, and the ones who will come may say that was a decision that you made at your time. So we cannot make a decision for the next parliament. Honorable Bua. Honorable members, let's be a little brief.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, my tribute submission will be restricted to Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, the sportswoman, because Honorable Hellen Nakimuli, the Member of Parliament, distinguished herself as a nationalist and a patriot in all her submissions on the floor. Madam Speaker, whereas she passed on as team captain of the Parliamentary Volleyball Club, I equally served for 10 consecutive years as the team captain for the Parliamentary Football Club, where we brought 9 trophies in the 10 years. We only lost once. This morning, as the body arrived, I want to salute members of the Parliamentary Sports Club, because we exhibited the highest degree of solidarity. And I was reminded of the wise words of the late Mandela on sports. He had this to say, sports has the power to change the world. Sports has the power to inspire. Sports has the power to unite the people. If there is something that united the late Honorable Hellen Nakimuli with members of the 11th Parliament, is our multitasking in sports. Madam Speaker, in modern public administration, we emphasize multitasking. But also in modern sports, we emphasize utility players. And the late Honorable Nakimuli was a utility player. A club will buy you while knowing whereas you can play the wing, you can also play backwards, and you will be called a wing back. That is in football. The late Hellen Nakimuli, we are talking about her participation in different sporting disciplines. But I witnessed in one day, one person playing 3 different sports. In the morning, volleyball. In the afternoon, basketball. In the evening, netball. I want to really pay my last respect to her and describe her in sports as a star performer in all disciplines, as a utility player. I remember at one point, because for me my niche is in football, when the athletics was just introduced, Parliament of Uganda did not have a team for short relays. The coach had to draft myself, Honorable Dongauto, Honorable Ogwang, and Honorable Bagole to go for short relays. When we participated in short relays, the following day we were having a football competition. And the 4 of us were also partly utility in a way. That is the time in the 10 years, Parliament of Uganda the following day lost in football, because 4 of us had participated in a discipline that we had never participated in. But you can imagine the late Honorable Nakimuli in one day can play 3 different sporting disciplines. We are talking about her getting injured. Even the time the late Honorable Nakimuli got injured, her injury was planned by her opponent. That is the fact. It was planned. I know of a country that planned to injure her. And she knew. And it came to pass. That is the person we are paying tribute to.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, for me, I feel convicted that much as my brother Honorable Ogwang has moved the motion, let that be the minimum. I may be willing to contribute more than that. May a paper be passed for those who would wish to contribute more than the minimum to sign. I am personally willing to contribute 1 million Uganda shillings towards the education of that young girl.
So if there is a paper that will pass, for those who are contributing, let 500 be the minimum. But for those of us who are willing to go beyond, let that paper pass such that it can be done. Today it's me, tomorrow is someone else. Today is Honorable Nakimuli, tomorrow is another person. It may be Honorable Solo, who is the shadow. Rest in peace, our hero. Thank you.
Search. Honourable members, let's be brief. Sechi.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. And through your chair, Right Honourable Speaker, allow me, on the behalf of the family of Father Christopherus Walusimbi, the Orthodox Church in Uganda, and the Interparliamentary Assembly on Orthodoxy, to convey the sincere appreciation towards you, Right Honourable Speaker, members of Parliament, the Leader of Opposition and the National Unity Platform, government, and all staff and the public there, the voters, the people of Kalangala and Uganda on this tragic moment. Right Honourable Speaker, it is hard to stand here to imagine that one of us is lying and has departed from us. And the pain goes to know that she was a first-timer, but surprisingly, she had caught up well, she had fallen in, and her immense contribution is well far beyond any imagination. I want to thank her for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, colleagues who have made it possible. Across the political aisle here, thank you. I want to thank you really, Madam Speaker and the members. I want to thank you. You did not let us down because we are few. We are two. She's gone. And in May I'll also be gone. And you can imagine the void that remain here. And to imagine that she had won a very bad election in the history of this country. She had scraped through. She had no petition. Nobody had petitioned her. She was waiting, awaiting her swearing in. And that is life. I won't delve into a lot of things, but I was touched by the leader of government business. She spoke so well. She appreciated the character, the steadfastness of she appreciated and took in the steadfastness, the candidness with which Honorable Nakimuli spoke. And I got surprised. It means that even these side members are just worried. Once you stand firm and you speak good,